So here you can see I have some of my dehydrated bee balm wild bergamot flowers. Now I save these. I cut off pretty much all of the flowers since our plant spreads through runners for different types of medicine. Especially today, my husband's having some upper respiratory issues. My son's having some trouble issues. So it's looking like some kind of virus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these flowers and I'm just going to put them inside of the Keurig cup. This is because my husband does not like any kind of flowers, coffee grounds, tea grounds floating around in his tea. So really I would for myself directly put it in my cup. You can even eat it. It is a little spicy, so I'm not just going to put the bergamot in. I'm actually going to add another member of the mint family, which is chocolate mint. Bee balm tends to be a bit spicy and has a very powerful mint, kind of like an oregano flavor, but it is mint. However, I actually grow chocolate mint next to it. It's a much sweeter dessert mint. It smells sweet when it's dehydrated, and I think that's going to give it a better flavor. So both of these mints have a lot of the same qualities. The chocolate mint's going to not only taste sweet and good, but it's also going to soothe his tummy, whereas the bee balm can be used for multiple uses, but it's also going to have some gastrointestinal benefits too. So it's nothing exciting or fancy. It's just something that'll hopefully help give some relief and maybe kind of take away from the intensity of this wild bergamot. So now that's in there, you're just gonna close it and pop it in up here into our little Keurig. Yes, everything's a mess in here, guys. If you know what it's like to have a large, sick family, you get it. So, we planned on spending the day fixing up the duck brooder so that all the ducklings could get out of the house, because I just can't believe how many we went from 5 to hatching 15, and so now we have 20 ducklings. And I actually made a great error and thought that one of the ducklings wasn't even close to hatching, and it ended up hatching inside of our egg turner. It's safe. My son saw it when he went to feed the ducklings, so we got it out of there as fast as possible and safe, and let it finish hatching. But that was crazy. So I'm smelling this as it's brewing, and it has a really strong, I mean, it really smells like oregano, the bee balm does, but also it also has that sweet smell from that sweet mint, which is really amazing. I'm actually quite amazed at how dark this tea is. I wasn't expecting that color from it. So there we go. I'm just gonna add some sugar and some honey in here just because that's a preference that we have, but I mean, that's a pretty nice tea for a mint tea. So I figured since yesterday I showed you the teas that I make out of my mint family plants, I would go ahead and kind of show off my mint plant today really fast, and then I'm just gonna kick it inside because whatever sickness hit the other 5 people in my house yesterday, I'm feeling it today for sure. I spent a lot of time taking care of everyone, feeling fine, and then it hit me twice as hard because I didn't slow down. So this is the chocolate mint. You can see how it's just kind of spread everywhere and has these really pretty flowers, which are great attractors for pollinators. I just absolutely adore these plants so much. They keep the ground nice and moist. They protect it. They spread out, so they're really easy to just pull the plant up. If you want to just pull the leaves, you can, but if you want to take a big section of the plant out, you can. It's really easy to kind of prevent it from spreading if it takes over too much of the area, but it does spread. So this is kind of confined to this big bed, but there's some by the front of my house, and it's just doing its own thing, taking over. And then this is the bee balm, also known as wild bergamot. Those are the purple flowers you saw. And look at it trying to take over my rose bush. It's just spread. This was a tiny little plant when I planted it, and it's just taken over the entire bed in no time. It is massive. I mean, there are portions of this plant that are a good 3 feet tall. So it's just kind of fallen over on itself. I don't have any flowers out here to show off right now on my bee balm. I do have some of the flowers that have spent. This was the purple flowers you're seeing, and now it's spent. I don't worry about saving seeds from it, so I can easily just clip off one of these and it'll just reroot on its own. It just, look at this. Here it's in the soil and already getting its own little roots down all by itself. Anything in the mint family is going to be unbelievably easy to grow. So it really doesn't take much. Like I said, this was one plant. This was one plant. And this plant is also this plant, which is also the plant that's in front of my house. So I literally just took a cutting from the one in front of the house, planted it in here, and it's taken over everything. So that's enough of showing off my mint plants for today. I'm going to go inside and rest. I hope everyone else is feeling well and healthy and has a great and blessed day.